guys. Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Limerick Planning Board meeting for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. We could stand for the flag salute. I apologize, we're a little bit behind. We have a public hearing for, I believe it's Novel Energy. If you don't mind taking the podium and giving us a little overview of your project.
Give me 1 second, just got it restarted, so just trying to pull stuff up again. I'll run through a couple things. I think I'm also ready.
Yep.
All right. Good evening, Ralph Fedinizio again on behalf of Novel Energy. Good to see everyone again. So this is a site that had previous approval on it that expired, and now we've downsized it. So we've come back for a new application. It's 2.45 megawatts. That's the total megawatt size on this project. We own the land. We plan on operating it for at least 30 years, if not longer into the future. I might have mentioned as technology advances, things will change out there, and the solar footprint, so to speak, will shrink because the quality of panels and everything is just getting much better and better, and probably 20 years from now, it'll be a quarter of what it actually is that'll do the same amount of work. We talk about on the site plan of tree clearing. That had already been done by a previous owner. So the only thing we would be doing on site would be just cleaning up any like little baby trees that are growing. For those of you who are out there, you can see that there's really not much growth. It's more of weeds, but we would get rid of that. And then once it's done, we would plant a native pollinator type grass to grow on that array. And with that, we would maintain it, cut it at least twice a year so it doesn't get too high, fall over, and die. The site currently has a 8 to 12 foot fence. It's a little over 8 feet, the fence that's out there, encompassing the whole property. We are gonna leave that existing fence and fix a couple spots that do have some holes that people put in them. On the bottom of the fence, you might have noticed when you're out there, there's like a 9.5 to a 12-inch gap along the bottom to let animals cross through. I had mentioned that previously. Let me just get to signage. And I'm just going to kind of run through really quick some of the stuff we talked about the last meeting. Signage, we have a sign on the gate with the emergency 24-hour contact number. The site is remotely monitored. We have a weather station on site as part of our equipment. So along with that, if something shuts down, something's not working right, we're notified and we dispatch somebody out there. Once the facility is built, generally once a month, somebody goes out to check on it, regardless of what's going on. The only other time there'd be additional traffic would be if something's not working correct for them to go out there. We submitted, along with this a comprehensive site-specific safety plan. We will work with the local fire department if necessary, if it's required, to have them do a walkthrough. We do that with a lot of our sites. We'll have, once it's built, we'll have the fire company come, do a walkthrough, and, you know, answer any questions they have. Everything for this site is custom ordered, so it's not like we have it in a warehouse. So once we get approvals, that's when we go out and start ordering the equipment. And generally, from the time we get an approval to the time we break ground, it's well over a year because it takes that long to get the equipment. Sometimes you start going down a road, you get most of it lined up, and then you realize an important piece that you need for that you can't get, so then you have to go back to the drawing board with it. So that's why, if you ever notice, a lot of solar projects don't start immediately after an approval. We'll have a decommissioning bond in place. So here in the state of Maine, after 15 years, it gets reviewed. And then from that point, 15 years on, and then it's every 5 years, that decommissioning bond number goes up based on the CPI index. So there's always enough money to cover the cost of removing it. This site would be decommissioned at the end of its life, which 180 days after it's done. In that time frame, that's when the decommissioning process would start. And what decommissioning means is the site is restored to its condition prior to having solar on it. Everything removed. And another little interesting fact, about 95% of an entire solar project is recyclable. We know that because I had mentioned we had a site in Lewiston 2 years ago where they broke in and caused major damage. They ran everything over with tractors, and we had to send that stuff out to be recycled and then order new stuff. So that's kind of a little bit of a background. I'm going to talk about some numbers on our civil plans. Here, just enlarge it a little bit because my eyes aren't working as good as they used to. I refuse to say it's a sign of age. Okay, so our site right now is totally cleared. We do list on the plan a tree removal of 20.3 acres, but that was existing, so that was left on there. That's just cleaning up. The existing tree line that is outside the fence is going to remain. Nothing's going to be touched. There's no real trees being cut down on site. The only thing that would be cut down is anything that's growing in that array area. And if you were out there, you saw it's just mostly just junk. And then that would be planted, have grasses planted. Our total occupied area is 18.72 acres. That's the area inside the fenced-in area. Out of that, if you were just to count all the panels as impervious coverage, they take up 3.68 acres of that a little more than 18 and a half acres. And our fenced-in area is 18.25 acres. That's around the whole site. And the majority of the panels, so when we were out there, we saw the one flag to the north going towards Dole's Ridge Road. That was the last flag, so kind of on an angle. It's actually set back quite far. The majority of this site, as you can see, is to the south on the site. So there's going to be no impact once you go up to Dole's Ridge Road. One thing I did mention that I felt that it needed some additional trees up there because some trees didn't take. And there's a couple spots when you, I guess, heading in the direction of here on the fence line, need some more trees because it looks like nothing was ever there. And then on the side road, New Dam Road, there's a couple of spots where it's open where we would go back in and plant some trees to fill that in to create a buffer. And that kind of sums up the whole project in a nutshell. Did you have any questions?
How tall are the panels?
They're no more than 13 feet. They're on a single axis tracker, so they follow the sun. And when they're fully upright, I guess in the middle of the day, it would be less than 13 feet. And they don't make any noise. They track very slowly.
So on this here, can you tell me what that says? I can't tell what that says. I forgot my glasses too, so. Yeah, I know.
Mobile home restriction area. 3.8 acres.
So that's got nothing,
Yeah, that's nothing.
so that's got nothing to do with you?
No, no.
Okay,
There's nothing else going to be on this site except solar.
okay,
We're not selling any of the land off. I had mentioned the reason why even when we buy a big tract of land, we're only using a little bit is because of the mortgages. It's too hard to separate things out and do that. We just maintain the whole site.
okay. All right, so I guess I'm gonna be set, unless the board has any questions, other questions?
I have one more question. So
Sure.
you remove the equipment 180 days after its use.
Yeah, generally, all decommissioning plants say within 180 days, that's when you start it.
So the
So it might not be
land,
done within the 180 days,
Yeah.
but that's when you're supposed to start it.
so the land would be restored. Does that mean you'd be putting back 20.3 acres of trees, even though you guys didn't remove them, but you had said originally you'd remove them in the plan?
Well, the previous developer removed them. So that's a very good question, and I guess it would depend on what the next use of it would be. If we were selling it, somebody wanted to build houses, it's hard to say in the future. You know, generally with a decommissioning plan, when you say bringing it back to what it was, that's taking all the equipment off the site, taking any wires out of the ground, any concrete that could be in the ground, and restoring it back to what it was. So it could be farmland, if it was good farmland. That looks like it's got a lot of rock out on it, so I don't think that was ever any kind of farmland.
Okay, and then are they typically just sold after, or do you guys plan to keep it?
I got to tell you honestly, so we're talking 30 years. So these solar farms themselves, they haven't been around all that long. So even when it comes to the decommissioning part of it, the state has a process in there where, 15 years, it gets reviewed, and then, you up the amount to keep up with the cost of living and everything. But nobody really knows how 100% that'll probably play out in the end. What are you going to do with it after the fact? I would imagine, again, I might have mentioned this last meeting, solar's been around for 60 years at least, maybe 70 years. And it started off with the little calculators we had when we were in school, and everybody thought that was great. And now, you have Disney that they just built a 200-acre solar panel to feed their whole park. The technology is only getting better. A lot of times when we get approvals for sites, we wind up, because it takes us a year and a half to get the equipment, and in that process, we wind up changing who we're gonna go with multiple times, because you can never get everything you need on the first go-around. We wind up coming back, and our sites usually tend to be a little smaller based on the equipment we're using, because the panels are better, the equipment is better, and you're not talking about, like, maybe you're shaving off acres, but you could shave off a half acre or more sometimes, just with the new equipment and the technology advances. So 10 years down the road, and these panels, all the panels are supposed to still be operating at like 80% 30 years down the road. But I just think because of the efficiency and probably it'll be worth it, things are going to change probably 10, 15 years where panels are going to get swapped out, equipment will get swapped out to just make it more efficient.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How many of these facilities do you guys operate? Does Novel operate?
A lot. I can tell you, so,
How many in Maine?
a ton. Yeah, we actually, the company started in Minnesota, but I think now we probably have more in Maine than Minnesota. And a total amount, I don't know off the top of my head, and I should, but just this year alone, we've gotten like probably 18 approvals here in Maine. And we've got, this year alone, I think we've had probably 4 or 5 come online. And to come online, and now you're talking about a couple years, because nothing's overnight. So we do have quite a few. And it's community solar. So anybody that has the electric company, CMP here, right? So CMP, anybody can sign up for this. And then what happens is you get 2 bills. You get one from the solar company and then one from the electric company, and in there the discount's taken off. So some people can save a tremendous amount of money, and then other people, they just usually save like the 15%. I guess it depends on everybody's usage at home, but the nice thing is you're guaranteed no matter what a savings in your electric bill.
All right, you wanna have a seat? And
Sure.
then we'll, is there anyone who'd like to speak regarding this? Okay.
Good evening. My name is Michael Connolly. I'm the abutting neighbor. I own lots 43-7, 43-6, and 6A. A lot was just said to you, and I have a lot to say, and I have nothing prepared, but I'm going to do the best I can. So when this was first brought to the town, this room was packed. And there was more than one meeting, and it got to the point where we had to have the meetings at the old town hall. A lot was promised to this town. Things were promised to me. And what I just heard this gentleman say was a lot of stuff, but there was nothing to back it up. And so I guess I have a few questions. One, do we have a plan? I haven't seen a plan yet. I received a letter in the mail a few days ago, maybe several days ago, that the meeting was tonight. I was actually expecting Christian Longeren, the original developer, to be here. And so I'm not sure where to go with this because I have multiple feelings. One, we scrutinized the data of the longevity of the solar panels. I heard him say, well, we're going to do whatever as we need to. Technology is going to change. I heard the decommissioning. If you look at the decommissioning, it's pretty detailed, but there's also paragraphs in there that says, oh, if it gets to a certain point, guess who gets stuck with the panels? The town. So I haven't seen the new decommissioning plan. I haven't seen the current plan. Furthermore, he said, oh, well, things change. We have to get equipment. It might be a year and a half or two. Well, that's what happened to me. Things changed, and they didn't follow through with the obligations they said to me. 2 road entrances were promised to me originally. They are on file. The plan is on file with code. We've just been waiting for the solar people to put them in. But there's a new company, and of course, they're going to wash their hands of it. It's not our problem. It's my problem to fight it and go after it. So as a town member and a budding neighbor, I'm saying, hey, are you going to follow through? Are we going to be screwed again? Or all of us going to be screwed? They owe me money for lumber. My company was supposed to do the lumbering and the clearing, and there was a clear plan of what was supposed to be done. I drive by, I see a bunch of loggers on site. I stopped them. I confronted them. We stopped the whole job. Called the plant, called up Christian. Christian said, oh, but they're on site. Mike, we'll make good with you. Well, he never did. Furthermore, they clear cut it. They weren't supposed to clear cut it. They went right up to the edge of my property. There was supposed to be a 50-foot boundary. They clear cut all the way down to the swamp. They weren't supposed to do that either. So what are we supposed to think, that they're going to come in and do it right now, and we're going to just hear all these promises that they're going to do it right? Again, I haven't seen the plan. I haven't had an opportunity to read the decommissioning plan. I think as a town, we should probably scrutinize that to make sure it's done right this time. I'm all for a solar field. In fact, I'd prefer a solar field. But I want it to be done right, and quite frankly, I'd like somebody to make good with me. Whether it's them or not, they're gonna say, oh, it's not us, we got it from someone else. But you already heard, they could change hands, they could do whatever, they don't know what they're doing. That's what I heard him say. We don't have a clear plan. He didn't have any clear details. Yeah, how many do you own? Ah, a bunch. What's a bunch? So if you're gonna be professional and know what you're doing, you should say, well, we have 13 sites on plan, we did 6 last year. You should know what you're doing. So I have no confidence in them right now.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? I'll give you a chance to rebut that.
Hi, I'm Benny Brackett. I live across the street in that lot. I don't know the number, but 16 New Dam Road. And the same questions that I had the last time, which are about lighting at night. Again, the previous company said, no, there won't be any lights, there won't be any noise, blah, blah, blah. Who knows? I don't really want any lights on. again, the replanting after decommissioning, yeah, they clear cut. They freaking cut down a whole bunch of trees and nothing happened. We lost, what, 6, 8 years of carbon storage there. That's not a good thing. It seemed to me there was a TIF related or some kind of tax agreement related to the other company. Is there any kind of,
I don't think there was any TIF or anything like that.
well, it was, seemed like, I got that feeling.
I don't believe there was anything to do with that.
Okay. Well, you know, I don't look forward to it, but, you know, here we are with an empty lot. It's huge. I don't really want any houses growing up over there. I can live with solar, but I agree with Mike, you know, you got to be careful with what you agree to because things change. You just don't know. The trees are gone. I got a nice fence across the street. So, anyhow, good luck.
Thank you.
Keep me apprised.
Yep. Someone else? Do you have something?
Hi, my name is Deb Carmel, and that's my sister. And I own the house at 555 Doles Ridge Road and the forest that's across the street from the part that was cleared. And actually, my question is more about community solar, and I don't know if that's your question or your question. I am the treasurer of a church in Massachusetts that is part of a solar system, and in theory, we get 10% off our bill. However, if the solar's down, I get nothing. I lose my 10%. And there are at least three accounting connections between me and the solar. And the solar is apportioned amongst the people who buy into it. But if a particular group suddenly uses more solar, they're supposed to rearrange so that everybody still gets their fair share. It's based on your electric bills. And last year they told me, oh, we never got anything from the electric company, so we didn't know what to do, so we didn't send any bills. So the accounting of it is also a problem. Again, not for you guys, not for you, but for the people who buy in. Thank you.
I have no idea about that, so. Anyone else? You want to answer any of that, or?
I'm going to start with the last one, just the buy-in. So first, the community solar is free to sign up for, and actually the town of Gardner just signed up with us because we do have a project in Gardner. So towns can sign up, churches can sign up, anybody that pays an electric bill can sign up. I'm not sure what the laws are in Massachusetts, but we can only have, so a solar garden can only have so many people to be a part of it. And, you know, it depends on the size and what the electric company says, so everybody gets the equal amount. The thing with it is, like right now, let's say this building is part of the community solar. We don't know if we're getting solar electric here or not. The electric goes back into the grid and it gets distributed. So what it does is it causes the electric company to produce less electricity, and it just gets dispersed out. So you could be community solar, and you could be getting electric that's generated by the electric company. You could be getting a combination of solar. It could be any of that, but it's going back into the grid and getting dispersed. So that's the way the community solar works. It's not like you're only getting solar power because you signed up for it, and then if solar doesn't generate, you're losing it. It just goes back into the grid. The other one, lighting. There are no lights on site. Nothing proposed, nothing on the plan. Whatever is before them tonight, if it gets approved, that's what it has to be. So if all of a sudden a light pole shows up there, the town's going to come knocking on the door and say, hey, you're not supposed to have a light pole, take it down, or we take it down, and then technically code enforcement would issue a citation for it. So there is no lighting proposed on site. And then getting back to Mr. Connolly? Connolly. Don't know what the original developer didn't promise. I just met him this evening when he came in and wanted to see if we wanted to negotiate. From our standpoint, there's nothing to negotiate because we bought a project, and I thought you had done the log clearing, but you stated you did not. He hired somebody else, and he was going to pay you for work that you didn't even do. So,
No.
So I don't really want to get
Yeah,
involved in that.
So that's fine. So we'll move on. So again, I don't know what was promised. That's outside of anything we do with what we're doing and even land use law. When it comes to decommissioning bonds, that's regulated by the state. The state has control over that, and the cost to remove them, that's what's determined by the state. So the towns don't, the whole purpose of having a decommissioning bond and having that money allocated is so if somebody, any developer starts and they walk away or they just, whatever it is, the town is not on the hook for that money. That's part of the decommissioning bond that covers the site, getting rid of everything. And then on top of that as well, which isn't factored in, there's also recycling value to the parts there. So since like 95% of it, and maybe a little more, 96, is there's money that can be generated from it. That's not even included. So that's just an additional money that comes in to make sure it's totally covered. And that's really it when it pertains to the application. Entrances, I mean, we have an approval for an entrance onto our site. That's all we need is one entrance, which is off of Dams Road? New Dam Road, I'm sorry. So that's the only interest that we have proposed because it's a low generating site, one car a month after construction. So there's no reason for multiple roads over there and driveways. I don't even know where it would go.
How long would construction be?
So we try to wait until we get everything in hand so we don't run into problems. Generally, if we have everything we need to start building, it can be done in 6 to 10 weeks, sometimes sooner. But we have run into problems where, and I had mentioned it to the gentleman that came for the site walk, where we have a site that was done, except one of the switch boxes that was manufactured did not work. So they have to go back and remanufacture a new one. So we're just waiting for that to go in so it can be energized.
And will this block any roads or anything during construction? Or will everything just be in through the fence and?
Everything will be inside the fence. It's a big site. I mean, plenty of room to turn around and do everything. So all the trucks will pull in onto site. Nothing will be out in the road. It's actually a really good site for any kind of construction.
Anyone else have any questions?
No.
Okay, no? All right. You all set? Okay. Mike?
Has the decommissioning plan been scrutinized, read thoroughly by the town, as well as the overall project of what's being promised and being allowed in detail?
Stan sent it, Stan has seen everything. He tells me that everything is in order. I've looked through it. It looks in order as far as I'm concerned, so I would say yes.
Fair enough.
Okay? All right, with that, I'd like to close the public hearing. Okay. I'm gonna try to find my.
We don't need a public anymore.
So we will deliberate on this probably this evening. And you're welcome to stay for that.
We got other things to try. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
all right, thank you. So what I would like to do is we have some other business on Route 5 and Foss Road subdivision application, and I believe you're here for that. Do you want to take the podium and just tell us a little bit about what you're proposing?
Yes, I apologize, I don't have a full-size plan apart from
I think I actually have it here, so.
Today, yes, yep.
Okay.
My name is Tara Mellon, I'm with Colliers Engineering and Design. I am the land surveyor on this project. It's technically the second amended subdivision. This was a project approved by Sebago Technics, approved by the board, done by Sebago Technics in 2022. And the current owner owns all of the lots within the subdivision, and he is seeking to amend one of the internal lot lines. So it's just taking 0.33 acres from one lot and adding it to another lot. It shouldn't impact the minimal buildable areas or anything like that. It's predominantly a wet area of the site anyway, so. It shouldn't I don't see it having any impact on any lots besides the two that are involved in the amendment.
So the current owner doesn't own all of the lots that are in the subdivision, is that correct?
Yes, he does.
He owns the two houses that are, the three houses that are developed, he owns those?
Yes, they're rentals.
Okay.
Yes, so he is the current owner
Okay.
of none of the lots have been conveyed out since the 2022 subdivision.
Okay, all right. So, what is it that we're looking to do here?
So if
cut
you
the
see,
corner off?
yes, exactly, that hatched area, that's
Okay.
to be conveyed from Lot 2, which is the one that abuts Secocas Trail, to Lot 5, which is that remainder parcel out in the back.
What's the reason for that?
I believe it's to support some potential future development. Before he does any construction on Lot 2, he wants to get the subdivision amendment through in case he wants to do development on Lot 5 in the future. But currently, no development's planned on Lot 5.
What's the size of the lot that's,
Yeah, I apologize, it is a little bit hard to read. I'll do my best.
2.5 on Lot 2?
Yes, Lot 2 currently is 2.53 acres, and then if the amendment goes through, it'd be 2.2 acres.
how much of that lot is wetland?
I could do it in reverse for you. The proposed upland area would be 63,500 square feet. That would be remaining uplands. So I could subtract that for the wetlands.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. So there's 63.5 upland area on this lot here?
Yes, if the proposed amendment goes through. So that is the proposed upland area to remain with Lot 2.
Okay. All right. And there's another lot across the street currently with is there a hammerhead on that? That's?
There is not a hammerhead on that currently. It was proposed and approved in 2022 as a driveway.
Okay.
And there was not a hammerhead as part of that approval.
I was just trying to figure out what that weird thing was on the side there. See how this is kind of,
Big hook, yeah.
yeah, I was just trying to figure out what that was.
I guess my thought was, are we taking this off of here to make this road or this access more accessible, but I don't know that it necessarily approves that.
trying to get more frontage on that. Is that correct?
It's more area.
More area, more frontage on that, proposed road there, so. Is there enough, is the area wide enough for a road there currently?
Yes, the current driveway easement, or the current driveway is 50 feet wide.
It's 50 feet wide?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I assume it was developed for future development in mind.
Is our town 50 now, or is it 60? I'm not sure of that.
Yeah,
Do you know that by chance?
I
That's
don't.
50
It's
or
a good
60?
question.
So I would want to make sure that that was wide enough to become a road, because
Yes.
it appears
Yeah.
as though that's what's going to happen here. So if we're messing with that, I want to make sure that that's wide enough.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So I guess at this point, we can accept this application if the board is amenable to that, and then set a site walk and public hearing.
Sure.
It's basically handled with the same
Yeah.
criteria as a brand-new subdivision, so.
Yeah, I was wondering if it would be possible to waive the public, at your discretion, just because he is the only owner of all of the abutting lots. So it might be, the only lot that's changing is this internal lot line here, and he is the landowner of all of the abutters. So the only people.
He's not the only abutter, because there are, on this list, there's
Yes,
4,
so,
5,
yeah.
6, anybody within,
Right, that is the list within 500 feet of this larger parcel. So it's within 500 feet of the entire exterior. So it's just the proposed amendment wouldn't have any visible impact that I could see to the abutters within 500 feet of the larger parcel.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, it's just his property.
yeah, I just assume just have it, and it's been our procedure to have that, so.
Okay, yep.
I just assume do that. It's probably gonna take 5 minutes, so. Joanne, we have a site walk and public hearing on what, on the 3rd?
That's at a layer, right?
So the next meeting
That's
will
at
be,
6? Yeah. On the 3rd? Yes.
is that in here? Next meeting? I don't see it on here. So our next meeting following that would be the 17th. I would propose we do a site walk on the 17th. Whatever you guys think for time.
So what date? I'm sorry.
September 17th.
I will not be here.
Okay. Peter?
Works for me.
A time that works for you?
6?
6, okay. Think we're still light by then? Would 6 work for you?
Yes.
Okay, and then we'll have the public hearing at 7?
Hmm.
Okay. All right.
And would we notify the abutters within 500 feet, or is that something that the town does internally?
The town will do that.
Okay, thank you.
So, I'm not sure if we voted on it, but I'll make a motion that we accept the application and propose a site walk for September 17th at 6 PM and a public hearing at 7 PM.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Any discussion?
No.
All in favor? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. All right. So, are we all set to go into deliberation on the solar?
Yes.
Is that really? Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, so you want to take the podium, or? You can take the podium, or you can sit, and if we need you, we can have you jump up, whichever you prefer.
I can sit, no
Okay, all right.
Exercise doesn't hurt.
All right, so this is a conditional use permit. This is permitted in this zone. So, with a conditional use permit. So. So it's, number one, will meet this definition and specific requirements set forth in this ordinance for specific use. Anyone want to read that? I don't have glasses, so it's.
Oh.
So under conditional use one, the applicant's answer.
So we'll meet the definition and specific requirements set forth in this ordinance for the specific use. This is what you're talking about?
We're looking for their answer.
Yep. Oh. So where are the answers?
No, it's just a sample, right?
Yeah.
Sample for a
I don't
photo.
see them in here.
You should keep going. That's it there.
This is just a sample for the car wash thing.
Oh, that's not their
It's
answer?
not their answers. Are those in here?
Oh, shoot. Page 9. All right, I apologize, I thought. Page 9.
That still have to apply.
I don't see him. Maybe he has them? That's what I was looking for earlier, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's still the directions.
Do you have the specific answers to your conditions?
I'm looking now. I see, this thing as part of the application.
We have the old one.
Do you want me to go through and answer as,
No, it's not in here.
No,
The car
those are
wash.
sample. All right.
May I ask a question? Is anything that I brought up tonight going to be taken into consideration at all, or should I just head out?
I think we're gonna consider it. There's some things that are just not in our, your agreement with the previous owner isn't
I get that.
isn't something that we're gonna deal with tonight, but the decommissioning plan, the plan of the company, that's something that we're gonna take very seriously, and we'll work through that. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
do you need the previous developer's address? I could, oh, you do? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I don't see any answers either in any of the packet. I don't see that they've been specifically addressed the solar array ordinance.
Everything we presented meets the ordinance.
It does. But you haven't provided the board the answers to the 16 conditions.
Those just have to be on file as part of this, correct?
Yes, but we should have them to go by.
So,
Page 4 of the application.
Page 4 of the application.
There,
Ask them the question.
it asks the questions.
Ask the question.
I got a safety plan.
Right here. This is what we were just going through.
so the way this reads, it doesn't ask for an answer. It means you'll meet these requirements. That's why
Yeah,
there,
but
so the evidence.
We expect you to provide an answer and how you're gonna meet that. So we don't have to,
Okay, yeah, so that, we thought this was, during the presentation of the application, you kind of touch on the things to make sure that you're not, and these are and this is the framework that, you know, when we get this information from a town, this is the framework sometimes that the application's built on to make sure you meet all those requirements, because if you're not meeting those requirements, then you can't move forward.
Yeah. I don't know that you're not going to meet the requirements. I didn't see anything that said that, but the way that the sample in the back of the application, if you look at page 11, we were just
I did
referencing-
see that.
Yeah, that just references kind of the way in which we do the applications. So what the expectation is that way we have that to go by when we do this process and we look through? This is your response to those clearly in there?
I mean, I could go through and answer them and then provide you the written, as a condition, you get the written, I'll do it on, get it to you next week. Because all these requirements we're going to meet. We'll meet, you know, one, we will meet the definition-specific requirements set forth in the ordinance for the specific use. Yes, I mean, it shows through our site plan, our civil plans, and backup documentation. 2, we will not have any significant detrimental effect on the use and peaceful enjoyment of adjacent or nearby properties as a result of noise, vibration, fumes, odor, dust, light, glare, or other causes. We will have none of that. The site doesn't generate any noise. There's no vibrations because we're not blasting and drilling stuff into the ground. There's no fumes because none of the machinery generates any of that, no odor. Any dust that would be generated could be during construction from just moving dirt around, but we could have water on site to prevent any dust from coming up. There is no light proposed on site, and it shows.
hang on just a minute. I don't know about the rest of you, but I prefer to have it written so I can take a look at it and see it. Hearing it for me doesn't do it. So,
We make everybody do that.
yeah, personally, I need to see it.
I'm just saying, we make everybody fill
Yeah,
that out.
yeah,
it's
so,
part of the-
so, I guess it's my feeling that we hold off until we get written answers. I don't know what the rest of the board feels, but that's the way I feel. I like to see a written answer. I like to refer to that written answer.
Any chance you could make it a condition of approval? Just because we wanted to start ordering, just because we have a deadline because of the president's bill changed things, so we need to allocate money towards projects so they don't get lost. And I can have these answers to you first thing next week.
So the only other thing that we could do is we could use NBD Solar's conditions of approval and use their answer as the,
Yeah,
And if if there's anything you want updated, we could certainly update that as well.
so, I I guess I'm okay with that, if the rest of the board would be okay with that. And then you could add to that. Okay. So I guess I'm okay with doing it that way.
That's fine.
Are you all set with doing it that way? Okay, so, under
You
the,
want to read the condition and I'll read the answer and then he can agree?
yes.
Okay.
Copy of that approved one. This one? Oh, yeah.
Sorry, that one's on Stan, he should have caught that one, but I wasn't here for your initial meeting either, so we'll meet the definition and specific requirements set forth in this ordinance for the specific use.
The proposed development conforms to the regulations and dimensional standards outlined in the Town of Limerick zoning ordinance. A conditional use application will be filed since the proposed use is not currently specified within the zoning ordinance with the RFF district. As demonstrated in the following responses, the proposed use will fit the character of the zone and not negatively impact the community. The proposed solar facility will provide electricity to the local electrical service provider and will support Maine's initiative to progress to greener energy solutions and the better of the town of Limerick. These factors will contribute to the general welfare of the public and provide a service to all residents of Limerick. The development of the site will also come at no expense to the town of Limerick and will require no public utilities. Is this still true?
No.
Yes.
It's not, because the answer is not correct.
Because of the zoning ordinance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a solar ordinance now, right?
Yes.
That's not referencing?
Yeah.
So we could amend that to include the solar ordinance.
I don't know, I guess this just gets messy.
Someone will certainly say something.
That would be the only one that,
Someone will certainly raise this issue if we,
Yeah,
if we let somebody do it and not somebody
so-
else. We make people do site surveys of
I'm not,
buildings that have already
I'm
been
not,
surveyed.
I'm not comfortable moving forward. It's just that one doesn't say what it's supposed to, and, what's that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it off till, I'd like to put it off till the 3rd. It's my motion that we table this until September 3rd, immediately following the Carroll subdivision on Alair Drive.
Okay, and then that will give him time to go and answer
Yes.
these questions based on the old one as well as what the new one is?
That's correct. So
And
I'd
it
like,
should be in this format.
yeah.
Each question,
I mean,
each answer.
the only thing that's going to change then will be number 1, because everything else is just general answers to,
and you should also link it to your specific documents. Like you have a, emergency response plan,
yeah,
you have a decommissioning plan.
yeah, we'll mention that in
And then
there.
also, they didn't go through and go through the solar array ordinance, and then,
So we'll give a little more detail then with the solar ordinance.
because if there's any specific conditions that you need to meet in that solar array ordinance, then we'll want to take care of that as well.
Agreed.
I apologize for that. I
Yeah.
was not here for the last meeting, so
Yeah,
I missed it, and
see, I mean, the applica, it says, please present evidence to satisfy each condition below, which is all the documents we submit. And, I mean, we could easily have
Right.
maybe change that and say, answer them. Because, I mean,
Yeah,
routinely,
I
honestly,
think-
we get a lot of these
Yeah.
where it's like, these are the conditions, and then we just make sure that we're meeting them all with the plans and all the reports, where it's not providing actually written answers to them. But not a problem.
Okay.
Hopefully, we're not the only people that have missed this, are we?
It's the first person that's ever done that.
Really? Ow. All right.
They can lock them? That's fine. That's all right, isn't it? If they lock the doors? Okay. All right,
September 3rd, 7 o'clock.
yep. So we do have a subdivision before you, so, hopefully that goes well and we can get you in as well. So I'd like you to get this as soon as possible. Get these answers to us.
Oh, yeah, I'll get them to you next week,
Okay. Send,
just because I'm traveling tomorrow, and I took Friday off.
okay. All right, so, thank you, and I apologize for that again.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we have some minutes. Is there a motion on these minutes? August 6th? I'm not even sure if I was there for that meeting.
Yeah,
I will motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes. Any discussion?
Vote.
All in favor? Okay, thank you.
Motioned it.
Peter motioned. I seconded it, yeah. Right. Merrill?
maybe I was here for that meeting. I guess I should have
I
voted
can't
yes.
remember. I can't
Should've
remember
voted yes.
which meetings I've been
You
to.
can count me as a yes on that. I think I was here.
Okay. Merrill, go ahead and take the podium. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a response today to
So,
tire storage rule by, permit by rule.
so I did talk to Stan. He considers it to be a minor change. He is going to manage that on his end. So unless he comes to us and says, I've changed my mind, it's a huge deal, and I think it's a significant change, we're not gonna do anything with it at this time until the next conditional use permit. And if that's what the board, well, I mean, we don't have a request from Stan, so
I don't want to offend anyone, but I want to detail some specific conversation and emails that I have had with Stan,
okay.
which seem to be not quite agreeing with what was just said. So this was today. I sent him an email at 11:58. Hi, Stan. Was wondering if you were going to be at the meeting tonight, because obviously his presence would help make this simpler. Also questioning if Aaron had spoken to you about the permit by rule for tire storage issue again since their last planning board meeting. I will be at the meeting tonight, but I'm unable to come into the office today as I'm at camp. Enjoy your day, Merrill. His response at 12:37 today. I think he meant to say but last time I spoke with Aaron regarding the PBR, permit by rule, he did not see any need to amend the conditional use. Sounding like you said there's no need to do that. So I said, thanks, your email requested a read receipt, so I have read it. I assumed Aaron would not do that, what he said he would, per my last conversation with you about his initial conversation when this all began. Again, asked, will you be there tonight? Which he said, I will not be there tonight. But I was told that they are only accepting an application and setting a site walk. So it would seem to me that his impression of the agenda is his presence wasn't even needed. So we can't really answer this, and it sounds, I'm sorry to say, but like, his answer is a whole lot different than your answer.
I'm so confused. I wish Stan was here, were here.
Did you?
So I have a text from him that says, it says, Merrill emailed me to see if I was going tonight so he could bring up CAA. I told him that I've consulted with people and I agree with their opinions and I already told Sean and the boards he does not have to go back to the planning board for a revision. That was from Stan. I said, okay, it is for you to determine if it is a minor change or direct CIA to the planning board. I think you can also say minor change as long as your conditions are met. So then he said, it is a minor change. I did get Eric to tell Sean to clean up the CDD area, and Eric told Sean to do that and get him some pictures by the end of the day. I said, I would also make sure that that pile is not visible from the road. It would be nice if it were contained so that you could determine its size. And also, it should be in an area to prevent fire from spreading to other combustible materials. And he says, I will do that and keep you and the planning board in the loop. Thank you. I'm happy to figure out a way to give you a copy of that.
And I'll find I have other emails, including to communications to DEP, in which he's talking about the tires and being in excess in area involved than what's in the permit. So I'm concerned that the town is going to lose big time on this, and I don't know if it's the board's option as a group to make sure you're all voting the same way. You consider this a minor change to the permit, because it's not about anything else except tires. So the permit's not coming up for a big review, because I know there's great anxiety that Merrill Farren's going to get up and go on and on and on about all the conditions of the permit. It's the issue of the tires and whether you folks think that 10,000 square feet, 10 feet high, is a reasonable risk to the community versus the 1,000 tire limit now, or something that's in between. You have the authority, because it's a conditional use permit, to say maybe it's 5,000 tires, maybe it's 2,500. I don't remember, and maybe you do because you were one of the longest members, but I think at least 2 or 3 of you have heard him talk about how many fit in a trailer when he can ship them out and have a full load, because he didn't like that 1,000 tires did not represent a full load.
I think 2,000 is the number that kind of...
I thought so too. So if you say 4,000 tire limit, you can, because you sat there and talked about wells and testing for water, for other things. I know you can set conditions that are not written in ordinance and say, it doesn't make sense to us if that's what you decide. I just want to hear black and white that why this isn't considered significant, because I sat with Stan now, I can't tell you how many times, and he said, day one, this is a significant change. I sent information to the select board and to the planning board, and I'm just going to say, he said that you said, I don't want to do this. So I'm just going by what I get told. You have a different text or email communication, and I don't want to cause any more misstatements. I know my accuracy. I don't do anything except with detail. And I will not do anything and lie to anyone to be in front of you folks to waste your time. So
I'm waiting for Stan to come to the board, and if that, so I guess we need to invite Stan to come to the board to discuss this. Is that?
I texted him yesterday, and I think he was coming to the meeting.
I will apologize. I did not talk to him. I totally forgot it. I've just been so busy. I did not call him. So he did call me today, and text back and forth was while I was working. So I'm not gonna say that I don't agree with you that this isn't an issue. But I didn't think it was for us to initiate it. Because we're not the enforcement body of this.
Well, then,
Stan is until,
I understand.
until Stan says, so,
Planning board meeting tomorrow night, I put Sear on the agenda, we'll set public hearing and site work probably. And I thought that this was on my desk. He says, did Sear pay and submit paperwork? I don't know if Sear turned in paperwork or if they paid, I didn't get anything from them.
okay.
So all this stuff appeared on my desk.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to hide anything, it's just, I think you and I are getting two different stories.
And I don't disagree. And I'll be happy to
So,
wait until next time, and you can have him
I
at the meeting
apologize,
to represent.
I guess I need to send him a direct email and have him respond where he is on it, so we have that track, and I will do that. I apologize.
No
I
problem.
did not follow up on that as I said I would.
Thank you for your time.
This has been a rough night. So, does anyone have any comments on this, or,
I guess I have some thoughts.
okay?
I guess I'm conflicted here between him being within the DEP allowed amount and how that is essentially them saying this is what you're allowed to do. And the lack of confidence I have historically in things being done to the correct manner in a correct way. And so for me, I kind of feel like this should be a moment where we're stepping in to ensure like all the other conditions aren't being met, especially when at a time where we were watching like water testing when it was an extremely wet spring, cleaning up the metal and laying down that pad, and now to add in another thing that was already an issue as a violation, but now working within a new law that allows it to not be an issue anymore to have that many tires. I guess I'm just conflicted on, is this our jurisdiction to control something within a limit that he is allowed to work within, given by the DEP of the 10,000 tires, or is this just another thing added to the list that there are potential major issues that could come from it? Does that make sense?
Yes. It was well said as to what usually happens with this. I would guess that I didn't go to the last site walk, but the previous site walk I went to, I would guess there was the 10,000 tires in a pile. 100, that's 100 by 100 by 10 feet tall? That's what they're saying he can have?
You can have 10,000 square feet, so that would be 100 by 100, yes.
So,
And you can only have 1,000 tires now.
you go ahead to the podium.
I want to answer the question that was just stated. The DEP, I think I gave Joanne a copy, and you should have received it. The DEP has said, yes, you have the authority to do less, if that's your choice. The town has that authority, so you have the ability to do that. That's whether you decide to or not, that's a choice you make. But yes, you have the authority but must be by law, because the DEP put it in an email. So I think you have that on record.
Yep.
And if you don't, I'll be glad to give you another copy of it.
Yeah. Nope. Got 'em.
Okay. This is an email chain that was here, that I was talking about, so you know I'm not fabricating, I would be known as a fabricator.
I got it, I think, Tony.
No, nobody's saying that, and I hope you're not thinking that I am fabricating, because I think we're getting two different stories, or I'm not certain what's going on, but,
I mean, can I speak?
yep.
I mean, if we can limit it to less than 10,000 and 10,000 square feet and 10 feet high and say we can go past 1,000 to this point, and I think what Sean was saying in his thing was he wanted to have a trailer that he could use to store those, and maybe there's a, you know, there's a way to go from somewhere between what's available today and what the DEP allows at the far end of that spectrum, you know, for him, for this, if that's what we're doing, is just storing, I mean, because I think the DEP thing, that the transfer facility, 10,000 square feet, 10 feet high, is based more on a different kind of business almost, of actually just storing tires versus what Sean was talking about doing. Now, my worry is that we say, oh, okay, you can have 10,000, you can have up to 10,000 square feet and 10 feet high, and we're standing here talking about a pile that's 15 feet high and, you know, 24,000 square feet or something, and trying to figure out how we walk that back.
I'm guessing that the original pile, which is on the aquifer, was probably 100 by 100.
In that location?
And no, in the old location, and it was 40 feet tall.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I
so-
feel like there needs to be some sort of like baby
Yeah.
step here, that you just can't go from 1,000 to 10,000 because, or whatever the numbers are, but like,
I am concerned that that it becomes 20,000
yeah.
square feet, or that it, my other concern is that he spreads them around to all his properties in town, which I think he's already doing, so that's one of my
Yeah.
other concerns. So, how do we proceed?
I propose we invite Stan in next week and talk about whether, I think maybe individually we all say whether we feel this is
Yeah.
a minor or a major issue to be discussed, and get a straight answer from
Okay.
Stan directly, and then go from there.
All right. So our next meeting is the 3rd, right?
Yeah.
There's just no way we're doing it on that day. Unless we do another meeting. Can it wait till the 17th?
I just won't be here the 17th.
Oh, that's right.
I'm going to Disney World.
You going to Disney? Yeah, I really don't want to push it off a long ways after that. Do we want to try to schedule another meeting in between? I really don't, but,
Between the 3rd and the 17th?
let's schedule it on the 3rd, and we'll just have to figure it out. Have him come on the 3rd.
It'd be good for him to be here on the 3rd anyway, because we do have a lot going on.
Yeah, as we talk through both the layer and,
That's my vacation that week, so I don't know if you need me or not.
So, speaking of that, so the 3rd is, that's fine, right?
2 days after Labor Day.
Okay, all right, we're okay with that then. Okay, so I say that we ask him to come on the 3rd. I will see if I can send him a message tomorrow. Okay. And if you don't hear from me, Joanne, can you remind me or check with me on Friday? You'll be here Friday?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. To come. We probably need him on the 3rd anyway, because it's gonna be a lot going on. Okay.
And I'll have to do the Route 5 and Fox Road, but that probably can be before I go on vacation.
Okay.
yeah.
I apologize, Meryl, I've just been super busy, and
I'm sorry to take all this time.
I totally, I have been slipping up lately, so I will try to do better. So, with that, I don't think there's any other information.
Did you guys understand what I said about the moratorium ordinance?
I did not.
Yeah, you and I talked about that when we were reading it that night, and it says 7 dwellings, and it means 7 lots.
He took he put the lots in, but he left the dwellings out, in too.
It just needs to be lots, right?
Yeah, subdivision ordinance has nothing to do with the amount of lots.
Dwellings, yeah.
And that's.
It definitely needs to,
I'm just concerned the wrong one's gonna get voted on, and we gotta start all over again.
because the dwellings thing wouldn't.
180 days will go by and we'll be over.
The copy that you got, I don't have a copy of what you got.
You don't?
Did he send you the corrected one?
No, I don't believe, somebody did. Did Alicia just send us one?
Maybe.
She hasn't sent it to me yet, and I've asked for it. She hasn't sent me the posted on the website. All I have is a draft.
I got something from Alicia, but I don't know what it was. I didn't look at it.
Well, we're just gonna stay on top of that.
Okay.
Could you still change it? Can it still be changed right now? I'm just asking.
I don't know. It's not my deal. So,
We're passing it out and then.
okay, so with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Thank you and have a good night.
What happens after 180 days?
Moratorium's over.